What if I told you that everything you've been through, every setback, every delay, every closed door, wasn't a mistake, but a setup? What if I told you that the plan you had for your life, the one that didn't work out, the one that fell apart, wasn't the best plan after all? Because God's plans are greater than our plans. Jeremiah 29 verse 11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Did you hear that? God knows the plan, even when we don't. Even when life feels uncertain. Even when things don't go the way we expected, God is still in control. Look at Joseph. He had dreams of greatness, but instead, he was betrayed, sold into slavery, and thrown into prison. He could have thought, "God, where are you? This isn't the plan I had." But what Joseph didn't know was that God was leading him to something greater. He went from the pit to the palace. Look at Moses. He thought his life was over after fleeing Egypt. But God had a bigger plan, to use him to set his people free. Look at Jesus. His disciples thought the cross was the end, but what looked like defeat was actually the greatest victory of all time. And now, what about you? Maybe life hasn't gone the way you thought. Maybe the door you prayed for never opened. Maybe you're wondering, "God, what's next?" Let me remind you today, God's plan is greater. His ways are higher. His timing is perfect. So don't lose faith. Don't give up. What looks like a setback is a setup for something better. What looks like the end is just the beginning. Trust Him. Follow Him. Because when you surrender your plans to God, He will lead you to something greater than you ever imagined.